Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Jessica Abernathy, and with me today is Tricia Montgomery, and you are listening to Pets Are Family.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a variety of a different background for you. Check it out. It looks nice.
This is the dog wall.
I love the dog wall. This
Dog
is
wall.
my. Whoops, he's gone. I he's over there now. It was a dog wall. He was
Yeah,
laying against the wall.
yeah, he disappeared.
He did. He stared at me right now. How are ya?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. It's hotter it's hotter than blue blazes here in Florida, and I mean it's like 100 million degrees. It's like 100% humidity. I'm amazed that my hair is straight. That's because I'm inside and I just straightened it. So that's probably why my hair. My hair's always I've always loved my straight hair, but for some reason here in Florida it's like curling and mill, and it's like crazy town.
My hair is straight, straight, straight. Hot, cold, humid, whatever you put it in. It just, oh, no, it's doornail straight. It's just,
I
nope.
wish mine was. I wish
Yeah,
mine was.
we always wish for what we don't have. I would die for some curls, man.
My gamma used to say, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. I
Okay,
don't know what
Grandma.
I don't know what that meant, gamma. I have no idea, but that's what my gamma used to say. Because you know how you wish for things that wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Who knows what that meant?
Apparently, it was something big back then. Nothing I
Must
understand.
must have been. So today we're going to talk about like the people that we've met along the way, but most importantly, I think you have the first stance of the song, and then I'm going to sing the second like
I am
verse of
not
the
singing
song.
it. I'm not going to sing it. I sang it to you. I am not singing it into public. I am so
I
sorry.
will sing it. I will sing it to you.
Oh.
I will sing it to you guys. It's all about Pop, baby. It's what happened to Frank and me. Oh
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not to our audience. I am not making light of this, but if I didn't laugh,
Would cry.
I would cry because I had multiple uh, anger, sadness, all kinds of lovely emotions, and I didn't talk to somebody for about I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days.
True. Fact. That is a fact.
True story.
Fact.
True story.
Yep.
Silence in the hall here.
Yes.
So anyway, should we just kick that off right there, Miss
Yeah, let's
Jess?
talk about. I was gonna say we could talk about that, and if we don't make it to the people in our lives, we'll hit that up next week.
Yeah. So,
So,
guys, I rarely go away. But I went to my nephew Connor. Shout out to Mr. Connor. I went to his 8th birthday, which was a Spider-Man birthday, and it was all water slide all the time, and had such a beautiful time with my family. My sister Cheryl, my sister Kieran, my beautiful nephew Matthew, and Luke, and Henry, and Connor, and Katie, and Anthony. I just love my family. I love my family so much. And so I kept checking on Frank here because I left Thursday morning and I got back on Sunday. And I spoke to him a couple times, and I'm not going to mention the person I was speaking to, but couldn't reach him Saturday night. And I'm like, what's going on? So I was exhausted. I went to bed, and then Sunday morning went straight to the airport, and I called my person, and I said, hey, how are you? What's going on? Didn't talk to you last night. He goes, there's something wrong with the dog. I go, what do you mean? He goes, he was acting crazy last night. He was like almost like he was drunk. He wouldn't come in for like 4 hours, 5 hours, at this time it was 4 hours. Wouldn't come in. He was acting like he was drunk. He would run around, and then like he would come up to me, and then he would just kind of like almost be paralyzed, and then he would just like walk off. He goes, so I just let him stay outside because I couldn't get him back inside. I'm like, are you serious? This is Florida. Are you serious? No water. It was cooler. It was cooler. But anyway, So my head goes immediately, what's going on here?
Oh
And
yeah, you
so
called me too.
I called you. I said, I'm
Uh-huh.
getting on the plane. I called Angela, and Angela said maybe it's here in Florida we have a thing called cade toads, and they're the smaller toads, but they're actually very poisonous. And so if a dog ingest, if a dog licks, if a dog is, somehow gets around these, and because they taste kind of salty, that if they ingest them, they could be dead within 30 to 60 minutes. And it produces some kind of a milky white, frothy substance. And so I sent it to you. I'm like, I wonder if he licked it because he's obviously still, with us. And I got off the plane, and you were sending me a text.
I was like, what did I keep? What did I tell you what it was? First thing I said
pot,
to you was,
pot.
I said
It's
it's pot. And
I go,
then when you got
no,
off the
no, no.
plane, you're like, it's a toad, and I kept saying, it's pot.
It's pot.
Every
It's
time,
pot.
it's pot. And then yep, keep your sword. But I kept going, it's pot.
It's pot. It's pot. It's a gummy. It's pot. It's gummy. It's pot. So this went back and forth, back and forth. And so I actually came home on Sunday. I assessed the situation, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna take him into the emergency veterinarian. I'm gonna make sure everything's okay. He was eating fine. He was eating well. He was drinking well. His gums were red, responsive. Everything was fine. There wasn't like the normal kind of like things that would have gone on with a cage toad or a poisonous incident. So I called East West Veterinary, and they said, they talked me through, and they said, bring him in tomorrow. He seems to be fine now. If it's different, if something changes, come in immediately. And he slept. He was not behaving himself. He slept, and I thought, okay, we'll go in tomorrow. But I assessed it, and he just was not being himself. But he was eating like crazy. So I had a conversation with my
Yeah, the munchies.
person, and I said, could there be any chance that there maybe was a gummy or anything like that? And I'd come home, and the house did smell a little different, and sorting me up and down. There was no way that Frank could have gotten into anything. And as the night progressed and the next day progressed, more revealed itself. Like that, you peel that onion, and the more you peel away the layers of the onion, and this is according to Shrek, I have to tell you, the smellier it gets. An onion is smellier when you peel the onion away. So
Shrek.
I did reference Shrek, and I went to the veterinarian, and Dr. Lopez, lovely Dr. Lopez, comes in, and they're assessing him. He's fine. No temperature, no nothing like that. She's like, I think he has IVDD. It's symptoms of this. You have insurance, don't you? And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I said, he can't have IVDD. He's genetically can't clean. I mean, I know there's mutations or things like that, it's virtually impossible for Mr. Frank to have IVDD, which for those of you who don't know what IVDD is, it's I'll have to pull it up, but it is a spine disorder to where it's very severe, and it costs a lot of money. And once they're pegged with that, your chances in insurance go out the window because the case is so severe. Because Frank came obviously from somebody reputable that we know, that I know, and there was no genetically. So anyway, circle back, and I'm like, how could this be? So they want to run some blood work on him. They want to run the DNA to see if he has the IVDD or the gene. I'm like, okay, whatever it takes. Lots of money, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Meanwhile, I'm over here in Chicago still going, it was pot.
It's pot. It's pot.
Yeah, I kept saying, it was pot. These people are crazy. It's pot. I have not stopped that crusade over here.
I finally come back here, and I sit down with somebody, and I said, here's what they're saying. This is going to be a lot of money. This is what's going on. And he's like, well, when I was here, I did pick some up, and if it's down here and I had this and I had this, so the truth starts to reveal itself. That's when I call Jesse, and I am livid. I am so mad. I am so angry. I am so disappointed. I can't even begin to tell you. Because if you would have just been honest at the start, we could have avoided some of these things.
Well, and his treatment would have been
honest,
so much different because you could have treated him faster, and he would have been okay by Monday morning.
he would have been, and also something that you can do is you put honey on the tips of their gums, and it can kind of help dissipate things. At least that's what the televet. So this went on, but I think it's precautionary for. You got to know. I will tell a quick story here. When I was CEO for Paws Humane Society, we would have to physically go to Riverside Veterinary Clinic. As the CEO, I would have to meet them there, or the foster, whoever was at the time was on call. So in the middle of the night, I had to go meet a foster parent there because I had the credit card and we had to pay for things in advance. And you had to physically be present and authorize things. And so I met this couple there, and they were just so distraught, and they had had a foster puppy. And I remember the doctor at that time, and she said, could he have gotten into, some kind of gummy, some paw, up and down, swore up and down, swore up and down, swore up and down. No, it couldn't be pot, couldn't be a pot. $3,000 later, it was pot. Yeah. So I think this is, we got to talk about this because, the things that the symptoms, the drunkenness, the dilated glassiness, drooling, vomiting, seizures,
Lethargic,
lethargy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lethargic,
lethargy.
sleepiness, they'll act depressed. I have a list right here. Stumbling, uncoordinated, drunkenness. They will have dilated pupils, glassiness, just like a human, glassiness, watery eyes, increased sensitivity to light, sound, touch, drooling, vomiting, urinating, incontinence. They can go incontinent.
Yep.
Restlessness or vocalization, slow or fast heart rate, alters their blood pressure. And in severe cases, because I've actually had a couple severe cases, tremors, seizures, and a coma.
Yeah. And just what side is that from? Is that from Michigan? Who's that from?
Yeah, I think it is from Michigan. This one's from Michigan. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I pulled up some information from the American Veterinary Medical Association, American Animal Hospital Association. I think we also have to think about what's called the double danger, the edibles. So, think about chocolate. That's toxic. Xylitol. That's a sugar substitute and a high fat content. So these things like brownies and gummies, I
you gotta be careful.
We have to be so careful. And I think the one thing, obviously is stay calm, which I, of course, calm is not my middle name. I think everybody knows that. He's been around me or even sees my personality here. I am like the most calm person. The only time I'm calm is when I'm sleeping. And then I'm probably restless, but when I'm sleeping, that's the only time I'm calm. But I think from that standpoint, you really got to think about this kind of stuff and how easy it is. And what I found out later that, and I'm reluctant to say this because people are just going to try to take Mr. Frank from me. I think that he was outside for quite a bit of time because he would not come in. Someone couldn't get him in the door. And he probably dehydration, the heat, all of that combined, I think it just intensified it and made it so much worse. And if I would have known, so I think the lesson here, if anybody, is smoking pot or having gummies, just be honest. What
Well,
the
and
fuck?
that's one of the things they say. Be honest with the vet because marijuana dehydrates the dog.
Exactly.
So, and it doesn't necessarily dehydrate us. It kind of does because we always get cotton mouth. You're always, you're always walking around going, you see people, I got cotton
Right.
mouth. So think about it. A dog's got cotton mouth and he doesn't know how to tell you that. And when you said he was eating fine because dang dog had the munchies, man. Yeah. He's a Frenchie as it is, so he's already hungry as it is. So he was like, hey, woman, I need a third meal, sister. Just give it over to me.
Interesting. They say do not induce vomiting because
No.
it can actually make things worse, which I
Yep.
didn't know. And
But
then, the fluids are so important. And again, that honesty is always, come here, Mr.
right, because they can help flush it out of their system. You know what I mean? Because
always
they
the
can.
best policy.
Yeah. So you need to go because I mean, if they get into too much, I mean, they might to be overnight because it is really toxic to them. You know what I mean? Not like us. I mean, look, I am not bashing anybody that's got marijuana, you know what I mean? And, there's a lot of people out there with medical cards, but just keep it up, lock it up so that your dog or kids can't get into it. You got little kids that
Exactly.
could,
Exactly. I mean, it happens way more than what people realize. And I think, we know that CBD is used just like for humans, and marijuana is used for humans, whether it's arthritis, pain management, anxiety. I mean, it
Right.
is a common use, and it's used in dogs too. However,
it's used in a
under medical
medical
supervision.
supervision. Yeah, it's used in the proper dosage
Not
and
like
stuff like that.
not like I snuck into like a little drawer beside your like little stash.
Yeah, and ate it.
And ate it.
I mean,
And
I can't,
I
first of
don't know
all,
what-
I don't know why Frank ate it because a bud is going to taste horrible. I mean, but apparently Frank liked it, Now we know what Frank's into. Ugh. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's something that
not
we
like his mom at all, that's for sure.
No.
That's for sure. Give me a glass of wine and I am in my happy place. I will admit that openly.
Yeah,
I
no,
think that we have to talk about this because I think people think it's funny. I mean, I've seen TikTok videos where people think it's funny, and it's not funny.
No,
it's sad. And it's so dangerous, and and we thought it was a cave toad. And I remember seeing like a little bull toad kind of come hopping in me like it was a couple weeks ago. Like, oh my god!
You were
I know.
dead set that it was a toad.
I know.
And I kept telling you, Tricia, it's not a toad, it's weed. And you were like, you told me to basically can it, zip it and can it, because I know
I
you
told you
did.
off.
You did, and
Like
and
no.
And I just, I'm just as stubborn as you are. I'm like, Tricia, when you figure it out that it's weed, you're going to have to apologize, which you haven't done yet, but that's okay because I still love
I'm sorry.
you. But I knew it was weed.
Public apology. I'm sorry.
I love you no matter what. I wasn't really kidding. I was kidding about that part, but I knew it was weed because I've had clients call me up for the same thing. I've had to deal with this scenario, I bet you 12.5 times already because people call me up and they're like, Jess, my dog is doing A, B, C, and D. And I'm like, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have a medical card or are you and your husband hit the, recreation centers? And they're like, I'm like, no judgment. I don't care. I'm not going to throw a rock through my house window to get to your window. There's a lot of glass I ain't willing to clean up. And they'll be like, yep. I'm like, are you missing any? And the next question is, yes. I'm like, he's high on weed. Get him to the vet because they're going to have to give him fluids and stuff like that. Get him to the vet now. And every time it's weed, you know what I mean? Because people aren't thinking that my dog will never eat a gummy. Never. God damn, that dog's going to eat that gummy faster than you are. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think from the standpoint is just, understanding, and it happens to anybody. So we talked about lost pets. Remember, Frank got out.
Oh,
After
how
me.
about
I was
2
beside
weeks
my-
ago, Beber? For 0 to 8, 9 blocks in 10 seconds, and my fat butt, nope. I got 2 houses, and I was like,
First of all, your butt is not that. I've seen it, and that's not so. But I think through this for pet parents, It can happen to anybody. You can be the most protective pet parent. You can be the most protective, I am a helicopter mom.
Oh
I'm a
my
helicopter
God.
mom.
You wake him up to make sure he's still breathing, which I laugh at you about.
I did the same thing to Gabrielle because she'd been adopted from China. I thought she was going to disappear in the middle of the night. So I am a helicopter mom. I will admit that openly. And my children will tell you I am, even to this day, with Jonathan and Gabrielle, I am still a helicopter mom. And I'm going to still be the same thing to Frank because I care. And I know that it's kind of out of my control. I mean, obviously, I was in St. Louis and he was in, so there was nothing that I could do. But I will tell you, it has reset this kid's brain from a standpoint that when I leave, he's going to be somewhere else. He's not going to be here. He's not going to be here.
Frank might become a traveling dog like Brutus. Frank might learn how to travel underneath the seat.
He will be. And I think also, from the standpoint, he didn't really start acting himself. Let me see, I got home Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Thursday, he was starting to be himself. And that's maybe whenever I had like a word. No, it was Friday. I didn't talk to this person from Monday to Friday.
It takes because you didn't, the vet told you he had something else and he didn't get
sound
treated.
Of silence.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And then I had to go back to the veterinarian. I had to go back to East West Veterinarian and I go, hey, just want to let you know. And the girl, I mean, she was smart. She was laughing. I mean, she was like, I understand. I said, I need to make sure that IBDD diagnosis is not in his chart.
Right.
That cannot be in his chart. So pot can, ingesting pot, but the IBDD
cannot be. And you have to realize too that, if he got treated the first time you went, he probably would have come back sooner. You know what I mean? He would have become normal. But at that way, because it was so long gone,
right?
There was nothing to treat him for at this point because it was fully digested. So it was in his system and it just had to work itself out of the system. It's not like you and I, if we, got high, you know what I mean? We're going to be fine by, a couple hours or the next morning. He took a while for it to get out of his system.
Well, yeah, he's 27 pounds and now down to 26.2. But it took because think about that. Even on you or me, I'm a lot. Poor kid.
Right. So the thing is if you think your pet got into weed and he's got any of the systems, get him to the vet and you tell him and be honest. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody judges you.
I'm going to show everybody that he's okay.
Okay. Go get him.
I'm going to go get him.
Mr. Frank has a big head, just so you know. I'm not just saying that because Brutus has a small head, I think, compared to Mr. Frank's head.
Mr. Frank.
See, look at that head. Hi, Mr. Frank.
And during the fireworks, he scratched his little nose, and then he scratched it a little bit more.
I was telling everybody that Mr. Frank had a big head.
He does have a big head.
He does for a Frenchie.
Don't. Whoa.
Sorry.
Don't judge me because I've got a big head.
It's okay.
So
I went 2 weeks ago. This is a cute little story about
I can put his ear in my mouth. I'm gonna eat your ear.
Oh my God, you're insane. 2 weeks ago, at the end of June, my mom was having her yard sale. I went up to help her out, right? And I took Brutus with me, and Brutus hung out outside with us. While people are shopping and stuff. It was cute. And I had a couple of ladies come up to me and they're like, is your dog going to grow into his head?
Oh my gosh.
I said, no, that's how they're built. And she's like, are you sure about that? He looks a little head heavy. Yeah, I'm positive.
He's your head heavy. Well, it's kind of like us. Our brains weigh like 8-9 pounds. What is it? Like a bowling ball? And theirs is like the same thing.
Yeah,
he's
hi,
much
Mr.
better.
Frank.
He's like a very.
We're glad
tired.
You're better, Mr. Frank.
He's not very tired.
So
it's time for my afternoon nap. He's a good boy, though. He's a very good boy.
So anyway, I'm not sure if we lost you completely there, Miss Tricia. Yep, we did because I'm getting a recording. But
Jazz,
anyway, we're
going
to say goodbye for this week. Remember, With marijuana, you want to go to the vet. If you think about it, get the treatment, be flat out honest. Nobody's going to judge you, least of all us. You know what I mean? If mistakes happen, and that's why we give you guys the stories that we tell you, because we're human. We're all trying to be the best parents possible. And you know, if you have any questions, feel free to reach you. I'm going to put a copy of my notes this week in the notes section, and that way you can look at them, and I'll have all the references of where we got the information from and stuff like that. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, and you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Oh, we have a great bonus week coming up this Thursday too. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening to Pets Are Family. You can find us on all the channels now. Yes, all the channels now. So make sure you share us with your friends, your families, and your coworkers, and anybody that has a pet. Make sure you like us, give us your feedback, tell us if anything that you want us to talk about, all that fun stuff. You can reach me at Jessica at petsourfamily.net or Tricia at petsourfamily.net. Thank you for everything that you guys do, but make sure you like us, subscribe, check us out on YouTube. You can always see what we're up to. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, all of the people that support us. We love every one of you, and we can't thank you enough. And remember, check out Moose's March, moosesmarch.com, MOOSESMARCH.com. Come check us out. Talk to you guys soon. We'll see you next week. Bye.